Christmas may be over, but we're still here. Welcome to the Beastly Thoughts Show, episode, 51 now? Damn, we're getting old.
Getting old. I lost all my hair over the fucking Christmas vacation.
Look at that. It's all gone. Man, that PSN outage really hit you hard, huh?
Bruce, right there. Yeah.
Anybody want a milk dud?
How's everybody doing? It's been a long time. We didn't do the show at all last week. We decided to stream some Destiny raid action. And the week before that, I can't remember what we talked about. So it's been a long time.
We were supposed to come back last week wearing our Christmas sweaters.
Oh, that's right.
I was considering doing it, but I didn't want to be the odd man out and just coming here with a fucked up looking sweater.
It would have been great if you just didn't mention it.
Yeah.
So, what's everybody been playing? It's been a long time. Brett, what have you been playing?
I've been. You had to ask me, huh?
Yeah.
I've been playing a lot of Destiny since you and I played last week together. It's kind of reached out and grabbed me again. It's really weird. I bought the Dark Below last night. I made a mistake. I bought it on PS4 and I thought it was cross-buy for the PS3, but it's only cross-buy if you buy on the PS3 first. Damn it!
Oh.
So I gotta buy it again for.
You should have called Sony. They probably would have fixed that if you called them.
Well, they're closed today, so I bought it last night.
They're busy with other things today.
Yeah.
They're busy with a lot right now. They got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give them a call tomorrow and see if maybe they can work with me. I'm a long-time customer. They should look at my YouTube channel. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of Destiny and getting some really awesome stuff since we did the Vault of Glass raid. I've been getting legendary equipment and weapons and exotics.
You had possibly one of the best raids I've ever seen, as far as like loot goes.
Yeah,
like, you got 3 weapons and 2 pieces of armor. Is that correct?
Yep.
That's crazy in one raid.
Yeah.
Like normally I get like a piece of armor or a weapon. A lot of times I'll go all the way through the raid and just get shards and energies.
Yeah, the guys we were playing with, it seemed like it really hit them hardest.
Yeah.
Damn you, Bungies! I mean, up until that point, though, I had never gotten anything. I was just like my wife. She's stewing in anger right now. She's back in the bedroom playing right now. Mm-hmm. And she's farming and trying to, do some strikes with other people to potentially get some stuff. But last night I got a legendary drop, so I was like, holy shit, it's actually happening.
Yeah, it was a good drop, too. You showed it to me today. I was like, holy shit, that's a good gun.
Yeah, I'm actually really feeling it now. And I guess we'll get together later and play some Dark Below. You can show me around the town. But I've been playing that a lot. I played some The Last of Us today. You remember 2 weeks ago I was telling you guys about the crossbow. The crossbow that you use in the game. I didn't know it was a purchasable. I thought it was just a regular weapon like the bow and arrow. But it's a purchasable special weapon. And I did buy it. I didn't know I had it. And so I was using it today. I just, you can see it on the screen there. I just captured a couple gameplays at 60 frames per second. And these guys hate it. And I could imagine why, because from across the screen, this thing has a zoom already built into it. So you can zoom up across the screen. The darts fly like bullets. So wherever you're aiming, there's no drop like the bow gun. Mm-hmm. So you hit them, they turn red. You can see them running around the map. They basically go into panic mode because on their screen it starts flashing red.
And they have to get a first aid kit, right?
They have to have. If they don't heal themselves at 80% health or above, it's too late. They're going to bleed out, and they're going to fall to the ground. So it's really funny to watch the panic. I got into like a heated little fight with a guy a minute ago, where he had one and I had one, and I shot him. And I was waiting for him to get down because he knew I could see him. He got down and started healing himself, so I came around and blew his head off. That game is still a hell of a lot of fun. And that's what I've been playing. I got me a Elgato HD60. I'm sure you guys saw the video.
Yeah.
Nice.
My daughter destroying my original Elgato. And that's exactly how it happened. I swear. I walked into it. She didn't even notice until I came over to look at what was going on. She stood up and she said, Dad, it's Christmas in 2 days? I said, yep, baby, it sure is. She just started doing her little thing, spinning around, arms flailing. She's half white, so the dance moves are insane. And she pulled the Elgato off of the entertainment center, and she had stomped on the end with the USB 2.0. And so when I got it, the prong was bent, and so I could tell something had happened. And I plugged it in. It was 2 days before Christmas, and you can't go buy an Elgato really anywhere. And so I ended up going online. I looked for one in a store. I found it at a Best Buy. I paid for it at home. I sent Kate to get it. She had to drive 30 minutes. She went up there to get it, and they didn't have it in the store. And so I told her, you can't be your normal, regular, nice self. You got to raise hell. So she was really upset about it because she had to drive through Atlanta traffic. She was extremely upset. And the manager said, well, we don't know where it's at. It shows in our system, but we don't have it. And I told them it was unacceptable. And I called customer care. And they told me that it's up to the store to take care of that. So he found one more store that was 40 miles farther away and told her if she goes to that store, he'd give her $60 off. So I told her, go ahead and go to that store, get it for $60 off.
I told her, go ahead and go to that store.
That's fine. Yeah, I said, go ahead, make that drive.
She hated it. I'm telling you
worth
guys,
it to me for you to make that drive for
I swear, she hated me that day. If you guys could have heard the phone conversations, you'd have no idea we were married. But she hates Georgia traffic. Come from Ohio, a small town in Ohio. The traffic here is 8 lanes on the expressway, so it's really tumultuous traffic. So she went all the way out there, and then customer service gave me a $20 Best Buy gift card. So that's $80 off the regular price of $164 because the online price was $164 versus the $179. So I paid less than $100 for it.
Wait, so
that's nice.
Correction, customer care gave her to give to you. You mean, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that. So that's what my week has been like. But I gotta say I'm really digging Destiny again. I actually started leveling up my second tier of abilities, the Sun Singer. And just 5 minutes in, I knew I had the best grenade I ever seen. So I'm really looking forward to fleshing it out and getting back into it. Sorry I took so long, guys. It's been a hell of a week.
Mm-hmm. It's been a couple of weeks, too.
Yeah.
Hector, it's been a long time since we've seen you. What have you been playing?
All right. Well, first of all, my YouTube channel was shut down over a review. I'm not going to discuss who the review was about, but it was a false claim, and they gave me 3 strikes. And my channel was shut down for about a day and a half, and then I fought it. I won, and YouTube's like, okay, you're ready to log back in, but they forgot that my password didn't work, so I was locked out either way until they reset my password, so that was fun. So I decided to, I finally was, I was working a lot and stuff like that, and I finally had a couple days off, and I go log in, and I can't log into Xbox Live, I can't log into PSN. So the minute I come back to try to get some gameplay footage, I couldn't do anything, which that was great. So then I decided to go old school route, and I played a lot of retro games. I played some Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on the Dreamcast. Yeah. I played some other fighting games. I played some Quake 2. Like, we had like a little LAN party. We had some old school PCs going.
Really?
So when the servers go out for the the new school games, it's always good to go back to the old school where you can always rely on them. So that's pretty much what I've been playing the whole time.
Nothing wrong with that. Smash Bros. I mean, Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I mean, oh man, I want to see you in that game.
That was fun, but Quake 2 I think was more fun just because that's something I have not played in a long time.
That was like a good game too.
Yeah, that was really fun.
Robbie, how about yourself? What have you been up to?
Just as far as gaming goes this week, really haven't been playing much because I was away. I think Christmas Eve we went down to Vancouver to stay with my grandparents, and I just came home yesterday, so haven't been doing a ton of gaming. But when I got home yesterday, I got Xbox One Christmas Day, hooked it up, and I've been kind of fooling around with the system.
Trying to figure out how to get through the UI to start a game?
Windows 8 UI, gotta love it. God, it's so bad. But yeah, just been playing Assassin's Creed on it, and been ordering some more games. Hopefully, Master Chief Collection will be here soon. It just shipped yesterday, so yeah.
Which Assassin's Creed are you playing on Xbox? Unity or?
I've been kind of switching between Black Flag and Unity. Like I've been playing a bit of both because I've already beaten both games and played them to death. So I'm just kind of.
Robbie, let me know if Master Chief actually works yet. Like if it works still or not.
I still have a copy. I should start that up and see if it works.
Because I heard the multiplayer is still iffy.
From what I know, it still takes a long time to get into a match. It's a little bit better, but it's still very far off from being perfect.
That's ridiculous. It's still not working too well.
Yeah.
You had one job. It's Halo. You're Microsoft. you need to make this good. You know,
You
like
can't screw that up. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Like, it's big. You can't screw that up.
Has anybody been playing the Halo 5 beta?
No.
No.
I think after the whole thing just when I got the game and the way they screwed up so bad for multiplayer, I wasn't even looking forward to Halo 5 anymore. Like, that literally killed the whole vibe. Like, I thought that after I played Master Chief's Collection, I'm going to be so excited for Halo 5 to get back into it, and this killed it because it shows that they can't even handle something that worked, let alone now they're creating a brand new game again. Like, they did Halo 4, it was okay. I didn't even like Halo 4, and then Halo 5 is coming out. I'm like, what's the big deal for me? You know, like, I don't see anything that I'm gonna like about it. And the way it looks like Call of Duty. Like, the movements.
They definitely took a lot of Call of Duty out of that.
So I don't know. You know, I mean, for me, it's like, am I really gonna be too excited? I mean, I'll probably still pick it up, to be honest with you, but it's not something I'm gonna be like super excited for.
It's weird. This year, you know, with all the kangaroo shooters and like all the shooting games kind of look the same. You know, we got Titanfall, we got Destiny, we got Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Soon we'll get Halo 5, and you know, everybody can jump. You know, everybody's doing ADS. You know, it used to be that Halo was very, very different from Call of Duty. Now, you know, those lines are definitely blurring a lot more.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I mean, we'll have to see. The Halo 5 beta starts up tomorrow. Hopefully I can get into it. Hopefully the Master Chief Collection will get here like tomorrow or the next day. I really want to try it out, and I'm interested to see what changes they bring to it.
I thought that the beta was already active. It's not?
I think
No,
some people
there's an
got
early access beta if
early.
you did the previews for the Xbox One, but the beta that comes with the Master Chief Collection starts tomorrow. So
I'm going to be jumping into that. I want to check it out.
Me too.
I'll definitely want to check out spectator mode.
As soon as I'm done with my bounties in Destiny, I'll go over there.
They said spectator mode they have and stuff like that, so that's cool. Like,
So you just watch other people get shit on?
yeah, but you can move completely around though. Like, they have like they change it around so you can literally move around the whole map and like rotate around and stuff in spectator mode. So
Do you think they'll include spectator mode in the beta though?
I think they want. I think they mentioned that because they're trying to show it off now. Because I think that's supposed to be like to change the way that they do it for competitive. So like when the announcer's talking, they can rotate the camera around and go to different points to show where people are shooting from. So I think that's what they're trying to show off with this. So to me, that would be interesting. Like,
So they want to get a competitive scene around this game.
yeah, that's what they're aiming for. That's why it's back to being like, this is straight competitive. That's why they created it the way it is. It's going to be more competitive. And like, if you
60
look at,
frames per second. Yeah.
the level too, like the level designs, they're not too ridiculous. They're really meant for you to be more competitive in this. Like, it's all strategic and stuff. So
Let me ask you guys a question. Do you think that the whole fiasco of the Master Chief Collection has put maybe a damper on Halo 5 at all? Do you think that people aren't looking forward to it as much as maybe they would have if Master Chief had come out and been what everybody expected it to be?
yeah, I mean, I think so. For me personally, like I said, I was excited about it, and now all of a sudden, like, I just dropped off. I'm like, it's whatever. I'll still get it, but like, someone else in my position, they might not get it because of that, because of bad experience. Like, they only have one job, like Briar said, and like these multiplayer maps worked already in the past. So how are you gonna make it not work now? And, you know, that's
not work.
what's
Like,
kinda
not
weird.
work. Like, it doesn't work.
It's
Hello.
just,
It has to work. It already did work.
yeah. So that's the thing. Like, Halo 5 is a brand new game, and it's new people. You know, you have no faith in these people. They couldn't take what was working in the past and make it work again. It's just bad.
Yeah, definitely. I think what really sucks about this too is, you know, like everybody was so excited about Master Chief Collection. Like, Halo is one of the biggest franchises in gaming. Everybody knows Halo. A lot of people love it. There are some really hardcore Halo fans out there, and to have Master Chief Collection release as it was, it's just so unfortunate, and it definitely puts a bad mark against Halo 5. Like, people are definitely going to go into this thinking, like, is the beta even going to work tomorrow when it comes out? I mean, there's going to be a lot of people trying to get on, so
I'm not
we'll
even
have to
sure
see.
if it's deserved, really. You know, I don't even know if the same people who made the Master Chief Collection are working on Halo 5, you know? But it definitely puts a bad taste in your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Halo 4 put a bad taste in my mouth.
Wait, yeah, isn't it? It's 343 Studios, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I don't know if it's the same team that.
I think it is the same team.
It,
I
it
think
is.
they're
It is 343.
the
Yeah.
same
I would
like
think
team.
it is. I'm pretty sure 343. All of their company works on Halo 5
Yeah,
and the
'cause they
Master
did
Chief
Halo
Collection. It would be
4
the
as
same
well.
one.
They did Halo 4.
And that was okay. I think it's overrated. I didn't think it was that great, Halo 4. I think it was okay. I thought it was good.
I was really disappointed with Halo 4.
Yeah, but I didn't think it was like great. I thought it was okay. I thought it was a good game, but not like a great game. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I don't know what to expect Halo 5, especially after this release. I don't know how you screwed it up in multiplayer because I'm almost positive, like if you have multiplayer maps, matchmaking, all that stuff, like you're gonna make it similar to what you're gonna do for Halo 5.
Yeah.
And now they're gonna have to hit the drawing board all over again. I'm assuming because that's what it seems like. Like they screwed up in the matchmaking. They're gonna have to fix that for Halo 5 as well. So.
Well, the thing that to me would probably matter the most, hopefully, of course, the network and infrastructure works in Halo 5 a lot better than it did in the Master Chief Collection. But what is the characteristic that's going to set this aside from everything else? Like Brian said earlier, everything out there kind of feels the same. It's like the kangaroo jumps, Destiny, Call of Duty. Everybody, it's like every roundtable had the same discussion. Listen, we got to do something different than everybody else. And then one guy said, we got to do a double jump.
Same spot, yeah.
Yeah, and they all did this, which is a good move forward in first-person shooters. But the fact is they all did kind of the same thing. And with Halo doing it, Call of Duty doing it, Destiny doing it, they all seem to share this connection that makes them all feel real similar, but still at the same time kind of feel different. But I would like to see them do something as a defining characteristic that sets them aside from everything else that's been pushed out this year.
It's got to
Because
feel like Halo, right? But
Yeah.
it doesn't look like it feels like Halo. I haven't put my hands on it, but I mean, it looks like you're ADSing a lot. It looks like it's going to be a much faster game than
It reminds
Halo's
me of
been
Call
in
of
the
Duty.
past. It does. It looks like Halo, but it looks like it
plays
plays a
like
lot like Call of Duty. Yeah.
The thing is with Halo though, those weapons though, like Halo always has like different style weapons, the way it fires and stuff like that. So that's gonna separate it because
That's
the
true.
guns are different. Like the guns are
They
always,
sound good,
always-
too.
Yeah, they always
sound
been
real
different.
good.
So I think that might be something that'll separate it. But the movement, like we all agree, it sort of looks like Call of Duty, like and the newer Call of Duty too, which is even worse because now that's something that everyone's used to right now. They're gonna see this and be like, well, this is something I just got done playing with, you know. So.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Now, does the strafing mechanic from Advanced Warfare, in the new Halo as well, is it just double jumps, hovers type of thing?
I saw them moving. And they didn't explain it in full detail yet. Like, but the one it looked like I saw people move side to side as well. So that's why I want to know if it has strafing as well because I saw people move side to side. So I don't know if that was just a mechanic like they did like a wall bounce. I couldn't really tell from like the previews of it. So I'm gonna have to see in the beta or if I'm gonna have to see a YouTube video or something. I couldn't really tell, but like as the double jump is definitely there. Like they show that.
There's a ground smash too. That like
Oh,
if you're up
really?
in air, you can come down and smash the ground just like you can in
Call of Duty, wow.
here, just like you can if you're a Titan.
In Destiny, that's what I'm saying. It looks like a Titan move.
Yeah, it totally does. Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. I think that the whole strafe mechanic in Advanced Warfare, it adds a whole degree of technicality to it that it really makes the game more versatile. I mean, when you're able to pull off an amazing strafe and get out of the line of fire and spin around strafing and shoot somebody, you feel like a god. I think that whole
The
mechanic...
way they tied it to that left stick too, it just feels
Yeah.
so good. Like you instantly
It's
know how to do
natural.
it.
It feels like a natural extension of that move set. But
Yeah.
and so I think it's a great thing to add into a game, but it feels like everybody's doing something similar. And I think Halo is one of the pinnacle first-person shooters. It is.
It
And
was.
for
I don't know if it still is.
I think they still have a pretty big following. I don't know. I know it's not as big as it was at one point back when Halo 2 came out.
Halo
3.
2 was. It had to be one of the biggest video game launches of all time.
Yeah, it was quite a big deal. But I want to see if they're able to do something even more, maybe to define themselves or set themselves aside from the competition and say, well, we do have a double jump, but nobody else has this. Nobody else can do this. And they have time to actually add that into the moveset because the game is coming out so much later than all these other games that they can learn from. Titanfall was the first. Destiny, Call of Duty, and now it's their turn, and hopefully they can improve on that moveset, that skill set, to make it stand out even more in the Halo universe. I hope they do.
I mean, they do have something that separates them from everyone else. I mean, they're gonna release the beta in 720p. Like, no one else released it that low. Only they did so far. But
not this resolution shit again. Let's get out of this.
I just messed with that. Everyone made such a big deal. Like, this game's not gonna release for another year, and they're pissed off because like it's released in a 720p, 60 frames per second. Like, they still have plenty of time to increase the resolution. But right now,
it's an early build.
It's only 720p. So
listen,
I mean,
I'm at this point now. I don't know what's happened to me this year, but it has been kind of a mute argument, the whole resolution thing. The Xbox One doesn't have lots of games that come out native 1080p. That's just what it is. And so I was playing an Xbox One over my brother's house Monday, and it looks almost as good on his TV as a game he's playing Call of Duty as it does on mine. It's like the same game. People, instead of saying 720p is fine, they can bump it up by the time it releases. Just if you come to the realization that Xbox One has more 720p games, the argument will kill itself. I mean, people don't.
The difference between 720p and 1080p is not a big one.
Well, I was playing 720p, so that's what I'm saying.
I think if you guys play more PC games, you wouldn't say that.
Well, let me tell you about playing BioShock Infinite at its highest resolution setting. It's like I'm really there.
Like, I just say, like, if you guys play more PC games, you wouldn't be saying that. I'm dead serious. You go for a PC game.
Now, the difference, though, not too nerdy, is that on a PC or a Mac, you've got a much higher resolution monitor.
Did you just say Mac?
Yeah, I got
it.
Hey, he's on 5K, man.
Did you get 5K yet?
Yeah, I got it.
Yes,
Did you unbox it? I didn't even see it yet.
No, I didn't unbox it.
Okay.
Computer.
It's a big box.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're sitting so much closer, and your computer, your monitor is a higher resolution. With TVs, they max out at 1980 by 1080 or 1080 by 1920, unless you get a 4K monitor.
Yeah.
But even consoles can't even run 4K games at this point. So what I'm saying is, like, if you go up from 1080p to 4K, that's a big jump. But 720p to 1080p, that's not that big a jump.
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially if you're 10 feet away from your TV.
And especially a lot of these two games, too, like on Xbox One, that'll be 900p and then 1080p on PS4. That's an even smaller difference. Like, you just can't even see it. It's pointless to argue about it.
My brother, my younger brother, he's 24, and he has an excellent job. He has a 70-inch Samsung 4K TV, all right?
Wow.
And, oh, God, Briar.
Where's he live? What's his address?
He lives in Fayetteville, Georgia, where all the rich people stay. He just bought a house out there. But a 70-inch Samsung 4K TV, and he was going to get the Curve, but his wife talked him out of it.
Yeah,
but Sunset Overdrive looked insane. Phenomenal looking game. He showed me Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. He showed me Call of Duty Ghosts. He showed me Destiny on the Xbox One. And to be honest, I would have been extremely pleased to own that whole set, including the TV, of course. Because graphically, I couldn't really discern the difference. Now, if you're one of these outlets that compares pixel per inch to pixel per inch, you're gonna notice that. But the human eye is. Brian said it before, but I didn't have them both next to me. I wasn't able to compare. But when you actually look at the Xbox One games, they're running smooth and they look good. Yeah. And on a 70-inch 4K TV, of course the game wasn't 4K. It looked as good as my 1080p PS4 stuff on my 60-inch. So I would say at this point, rather than say Halo 5 beta is going to be 720p, just be okay with the game being 720p. Because if you get yourself set up to the mode that, okay, it's 720p for the beta, screw you PlayStation guys, you ponies. It's going to be 1080p when it comes out. And then when it comes out and it's only 720p, you're setting yourself up for, a letdown. Rather than say it's 720p, the beta looks great. If it comes out 720p, I'm fine with it because honestly, I'm not noticing that.
I don't even know why the companies talk numbers at this point. Why do they even release these numbers?
Because
because people want to see change. They want to see change because if they see that 720p and last generation 720p as well. What's the purpose of this generation? That's what they want to see. They want to see that they moved up because if you look at, like I said, computers and stuff like that. Like you're talking about, say if it was 720p. Like say if we only did a 720p on a computer, a PC. you better believe it's going to be more detailed. Some of these games are being stripped from like stuff in the background, like some shadow effects and all this detail in the games just to make a certain resolution. And that's why people are a little upset that they're not even making the 1080p and like they're not even having full detail of the games. Like some of the games will be more detail on the PC version. For example, if you saw like one that's a big difference, Shadow of Mordor, that on the PC version is completely different from the console version. If you look at the detail and smoke effect, everything, like you will look at that in the PC and you'll look at just like, even you have normal PC settings, right? And you put it on low on 1080p, will be more graphically intense than it would be for the PS4 or the Xbox One. And games like that, like people are looking at it as like, that's a huge difference. And like a lot of people wouldn't realize it unless they played a PC game. And I think that's why they're aiming for high resolution, especially Sony, is so you could, in your mind, be like, okay, we moved up from the next generation. It's not 720p anymore. It's now 1080p. Because there's nothing else that separates this generation from last generation if it wasn't for the resolution. Even though, yes, the games look a little bit better, they're going by, a lot of people mentality-wise would be like, well, this is 720p. Wasn't last generation, wasn't that 720p as well? And I think that's the problem.
Yeah, but if you look at the games, like all the it's all flat levels and there's very sparsely populated as far as like trees and bushes are concerned compared to the newer games.
I agree with that. I just think a lot of people today, also, majority of people have a 1080p TV. So a lot of people, every single time a console game came out, they were trying to keep up with the TVs. Like, and now we're not keeping up with the TVs. Like, the TVs now are 1080p and like
4K. I mean, 4K is here. It's gonna happen. You can get a 4K TV for $1,000 now. That's
why we should at least get 1080p. That's the point. Like usually we're right where the TVs are, and not every game's making a 1080p, but yet every TV is 1080p, and there's people getting 4K TVs. Before it was 720p, and we're barely catching up to that, and now we're completely behind. Like that's why people are getting upset.
Let me just say this. I do agree with Hector. They do want to see change. Yeah. But I think the change is the change in your pocket, okay? I think that these companies release these stats to cause this rivalry. I got the 720p. I'm fine with it. I got the 1080p. Yours is inferior. And it creates this fanboy type of environment. I think that's what it is more so than anything else. It's like when DVDs first came out. They didn't stop making VHSs because even though it was out, everybody didn't have it. Everybody doesn't have 4K TV. And you're right, a majority of people do have 1080p TVs. So that's really the standard in America right now, 1080p.
I just think it's a false argument when you're talking about the difference between 900 and 1080p, or 720 and 900p. It's like, it's just false. You can't see it. Maybe if you compare it side by side, you can see the difference. When you're talking the difference between a PC game or a Mac game running, a super high resolution, you can definitely see it. Of course you can, but it's much higher end hardware inside a PC or a Mac.
Well, you gotta keep in mind the hardware in a console is locked. The PC and Mac infrastructure is completely open.
Yeah,
no PCs or Macs are going to perform the same. It all depends on what that person puts into it. Now, if they allowed us to open up our PS4s and Xbox Ones and tweak them, yeah, we see those resolutions, but that's the whole purpose of a console.
Then we're going to have to start, loading drivers into our PS4. Like, I don't want any part of that.
Yeah, I agree with you, Brian, on the fact that 900p and 1080p, but when it comes to 720p and 1080p, yes. I think there's a difference. I think almost everyone can tell the difference now. Like without 720p and 1080p, your eyes trained for that. Majority of people can tell the difference between 720p and 1080p. 900p.
I can't argue that point without doing some kind of comparison test. But I would debate it.
Because a majority of people see 1080p all the time, where you can tell the difference. When it's 900p, no. I guarantee everyone that says they can't. I know I can't tell. I know there's people that can't tell. I can't tell the difference between 900p, 1080p, just like that. I mean, I could, after a while looking, I'll be like, okay, this one's 900p, this one's 1080p. But I know there's people that can do that. But when we're talking about 720p and 1080p, yes, you could definitely tell the difference. Especially the bigger screens you have, you could definitely tell the difference. And majority of people are playing these games on bigger screens.
If you've got like a 55-inch screen or bigger and you're sitting fairly close to it, I could kind of agree with you.
For 720p? For 720p?
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I tell you right now,
that's not that big a difference. It really isn't.
For 720p,
it's running at 60 frames per second.
720p and 1080p, there is a difference. That
There is
one,
a difference.
I'll argue with you on that. 900p,
There is a difference,
No.
and you can tell the difference if you've got a trained eye or if you're seeing screenshots side by side. But I live in a world where I go to people's houses. They bought a $2,000 TV and they've got it like stretched, in stretch mode, and they're playing regular standard def content on it in this day and age. So it's hard for me to believe that the average person can see the difference between 720p and 1080.
When you put a Blu-ray movie in, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference between a Blu-ray movie and a regular movie.
I can tell the difference. I can't tell the difference between a 1080 Blu-ray movie and a movie I download off of iTunes.
So you're telling me from a standard. What are you talking about? Are you talking about a regular 720p download, or you talk about a 1080p download?
I don't know. It depends on the network traffic.
Because
I don't even know what they're delivering.
Without a doubt, you'll be able to tell the difference between a Blu-ray movie and a normal HD movie.
Well,
That's the reason why HD was deleted. Like they lost the battle because Blu-ray won because there is such a huge difference in quality.
Let me just say this.
Blu-ray is HD. It's 1080p.
What happened?
Blu-ray is HD. It's 1080p.
Yeah, no, but the Blu-ray quality minus when it had the high def, they lost. Remember when it was
like the HD format?
Yes, they lost the battle because Blu-ray beat them out.
HD DVD format. Yeah.
So.
And Brian, don't you have one of those?
I do. I still have some movies. I still have some movies.
I have some of them like that too, man. And the funny thing is, I kept thinking like, people ask me, I'm like, I don't know, man. I think Blu-ray is gonna be too expensive. I think Blu-ray is gonna lose the battle. No.
I mean, that was a good move on Sony, but I'll just say this to end the debate. And let me just say, first of all, I love.
Oh, you're going to end the debate. Final word coming in.
I'm gonna stir the pot, okay? When I saw a 70-inch TV with Destiny on it at 720 on the Xbox One earlier in the week, it looked great.
Destiny runs at 1080p on the Xbox.
Oh, that's okay. Well, it does look exactly the same. Call of Duty then. Call of Duty. He had Call of Duty Ghost. I know that's 720. And Advanced Warfare. I think those are lower resolutions on the Xbox One. What I'm saying is, watching those on a big screen, HD, it was really hard for me to detect the difference.
I know that 4K TV is messing you up too because it's doing a lot of processing.
Now, words died. Right?
Now, if I had another TV side by side with it, I may have noticed it. But when you're just there and you're looking at it and it looks good, that's the only thing your brain is picking up. This looks phenomenal.
If you're making a shooter, tell me it's running 60 frames per second. Tell me about all the awesome features it's going to have. If it's running at 720p and it looks awesome, I don't really care. That's all I got to say about this.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Let me tell you about what I've been playing.
Wow.
40 minutes later, Brian says what he's been playing.
So I've obviously been playing a ton of Destiny. I've really gotten big into raiding. Basically, my Destiny experience is centered around raiding now. Well, and the Crucible. I still like getting into the Crucible and mixing it up. But with the new raid, the Crota's End raid, what I've found is that I understand this raid in a way that I never felt I did with the Vault of Glass, where I was a latecomer to the Vault of Glass, but I was there and ready for Crota's End, and I've been having a ton of fun with it. But what I haven't been having a ton of fun is the fact that I haven't been able to do shit all weekend since Christmas Eve. Because Destiny is an online game. You have to be online, and some assholes decided, you know what? No, you're not going to play. You're not going to play on your PlayStation Network. You know how you bought your kids a brand new PS Vita? Fuck them too. They're not playing either. I hope they cry themselves to sleep because we've got something to prove.
Oh.
We are so cool. We're the Lizard Squad, and we're awesome. And we're going to show you how the PlayStation Network and Xbox Live are inadequate security systems. And we're going to do it on Christmas motherfucking Eve because we're awesome. We're the motherfucking Grinches. I have not seen people act like villains this blatantly in all of my life.
Yeah, this is Skeletor would do. Tell the truth, right? Skeletor would totally have done this.
Yeah, seriously. It's like something that a bad guy in a Austin Powers movie would do. Like, it's not even Like, what is the benefit here? Who does this benefit in any way? You are just a fucking dick.
Of all movies, you said Austin Powers.
It's the most ridiculous villain I could think of.
Of all things, Austin Powers.
You're not like a James Bond villain that has like a real plan. You are a fucking idiot.
He's like right next to
Just hoping
Goldmember.
for something to happen.
Like, seriously, these guys, man, I honestly believe they are going to get in a world of hurt because they've cost Sony and they've cost Microsoft millions of dollars.
Well, that's what I was saying.
They have nobody backing them up because they pissed off the whole gaming community, and we know what the gaming community can do when they're pissed off. Just look at all the death letters they've been sending to women over the last 6 months.
Oh.
Now they've got like a righteous cause.
And saying how they seem to know my mother so well. Like,
Okay. Let me just say this.
It's unforgivable. Unforgivable.
I have taken over your chat. This is the Lizard Squad. Are you talking bad about us, Mr. Rabbit?
Yes.
No, let me just say this. These guys, I've read the little interview that they did. They did a BBC interview, and they want to go on CNN anonymously and all this crap. They said they did this shit for the laughs. They did it just to fuck with people and to expose Sony's network as faulty security. And they didn't care about the fact that many millions of people were going to be screwed over for Christmas. And I even said in my video, these guys are going to serve some hard time for this shit. Once they're exposed, and once it's proven
they're going to get exposed too.
Because look, Anonymous is going after them now because they went after what network did they go after yesterday? They went after a secure network. I'm trying to remember the name of it.
The FBI is going to be going after these guys. They have cost Microsoft and Sony millions of dollars. Their networks were down hard for the busiest time of the year.
The thing is this, like I told you this yesterday, Beastly. First of all, part of me is saying, screw these guys. I'm pissed off. My only day off, I didn't get a chance to play, and I haven't been able to play, right?
Yeah.
Another part of me is giving them a little credit because they were the only ones to be able to pull that off for Microsoft and Sony at the same time, which that's pretty impressive. Not the Sony part. Everyone's on that. They're a little late on that party. But I'm saying that Microsoft, they were able to pull that one down. I give them credit for that. But as for getting caught, though, I was telling Beastly this, only one of them is going to get caught. They're going to give them, that person's going to get in trouble. No one, like, I guarantee everyone in that group, whatever, they don't even know each other in real life. So, like, if one gets caught, no one else is going to get caught. It's done. It's over with. And that one person's going to go there and they're going to say, oh, they're going to blame everything on him, say, oh, he did this, and like they did before with Anonymous. Like, you don't capture the whole group. There is no such thing. They probably don't even know each other, like, directly, or where to get in touch with each other and stuff like that. That's just the way it works. And the same thing, Anonymous is not going to go search for them. Like, that whole thing about that whole group about
the Finance Squad.
The Finance Squad, that's all erroneous. No other hackers go, no matter what you do, no other hackers goes in and attacks other people. First of all, these guys aren't considered hackers, by the way. They're DDoS attacking people, so they're not really hacking. But like, if they are in a hacking group as well, like they're not going to be attacked by other hackers either. So the only people who are going to try to get them to FBI, they're going to try to wait because they would have got them by now. They're going to wait for them to screw up, and one person's going to screw up, and they're going to track that one person. That's it. And it's going to be over. After one person's caught, all the evidence can be left with that one person. The other people are going to split and never do anything for this incident again until they do something else, you know?
Well, so, the thing is, I hope that they make an example out of whoever they catch. Because they have to be made an example of, because if hacker groups feel they have carte blanche to completely screw up networks, screw people over, lose millions of dollars, and basically destroy qualities of life for gamers or anybody, there has to be a scapegoat. There has to be somebody who has to go and get the hard hand of the law. There has to be a judge that's willing to give a person many
years. Got caught. So what's it, Lowell's or whatever? He got in trouble for a couple of years. Everyone blamed on him. He was part of Anonymous, right? Doesn't matter. Like, you can blame one person all you want to, but you can only so far push them so much because of what they did. You know what I mean? And like the thing is that people don't realize they could be all over the world. They're different countries, different states. Like, you don't know where they could be. And that's the thing. Like, they could be anywhere. And I guarantee there's more countries because that's what makes it even harder that they're attacked from different spots with their DDoS attack. So
they took credit for shutting down North Korea's internet a couple days ago. I mean,
They didn't do that. The FBI, the U.S. did that one. They're like, it's hard to say now. The U.S. will be like, all right, they're the ones that did that. I don't know if they did that one, but
I think it's called.
Hector, I don't. You say you give them credit. I don't give them any credit at all. These guys are fucking assholes.
I think it's messed up what they did. But to be honest with you, we're talking about like people playing online. Like, I'm sorry to say, like, people playing online and the companies doing that, I understand that. They're not going around like other hackers and stuff. They're actually stealing money for people and spreading it around because there's people stealing people's identities out there and doing things like that. At least they're not doing stuff like that out there. So, like, for me to put them on the same level as those people, I can't. You know what I mean? I still think it's a messed up move what they did. It's kind of impressive for the Microsoft part, because that totally... And I don't know if anyone realizes, all those servers Microsoft says they have is full of shit. So, like, they pretty much proved Microsoft wrong with those 300,000 servers that they so-called have, because there's no way that you have that many servers. If you brought them down with DDoS attack, there's no way you got that many servers.
I think it's the Tor network, Tor, the private network where people can go and search anonymously for countries who are repressed. Yeah. They went and took that. Well, they attempted to take it offline yesterday, and that's when Anonymous told them to leave that network alone because good people need it. But these guys, like Briar said, I agree totally. These people are scum. They might, live at home with their family. But what they've done to other people who didn't deserve it, is it deserves the long arm of the law. What would you guys do if you were in the position of power, maybe a judge? What do you guys think would be an adequate punishment for people like this?
Take away the internet for the rest of their life. No access to computers or the internet.
Ooh, that's good.
You can't really prevent them from taking into it. You could try. But like I was saying, like, I don't know. Because here's the problem, right? Would you consider these people worse than the people that hacked into Sony for the movie?
No, absolutely not.
Same.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's the thing, though. What about those people? Who would you look for in the government? Because which one's worse?
They're both bad, okay? I think the difference with the Sony one is that they let out personal information, which I think is dangerous to some people. And I don't know that it was dangerous that PlayStation Network and Xbox Live went down. That's why I think it was worse. However, you have cost a lot of people a lot of money, and you broke hearts on fucking Christmas, you dickheads.
Here's the thing, though. The difference is, you see, the other people were hackers. They hacked into. These people didn't hack.
That's the difference, though.
They didn't do anything.
These
all
guys
they
are
did
just
was
pieces of shit.
Denial of service. So what that means for
tell them how you really feel, bro. Tell them how you really feel.
For DDoS attack, it's like say you tell everyone to click the refresh button at the same time over and over again for the page. We could do a DDoS attack together right now. Click a refresh, and what it is too much information that you're doing at the same time that makes the server crash. That's all they're doing. So technically,
just overloading it with commands.
Exactly, overloading information. So technically, they're not taking any information from you. They're not doing anything like that. So how can you prosecute that too much? Like, you could try, but like, what are you going to do under the law? What are they going to do per se?
In situations like that, new precedents need to be set. New standards need to be set. It's like a crime against humanity almost. When you destroy Christmas,
you're the fucking Grinch.
Yeah, let me be a judge. Let me be a judge in a situation like this where individuals who are found guilty of a crime that affect millions of people, I'm not letting them off easy. What Briar said, that has actually happened in a courtroom where people have been stricken from internet access for prolonged periods of time. I don't know if for the rest of their life, but I would definitely have a stipulation of a number of years, as well as restitution to be paid for maybe 15 years.
How about you lose internet access for one day for every child that you kept off of?
That's for life. That's for life.
It's gonna be a while. You're gonna have no internet.
For every child's tear, you get smacked one time.
See, the problem is that, like, there's so much to do. Like, for example, the government would have to track these people down for something that's not important to them whatsoever, because this is definitely not.
This is important.
No. And like, I'm sorry, the government does not care about how many kids are crying on Christmas Day.
No, but they got the money that Microsoft lost.
It's a potential. It's not just the gamers and the people who lost out on Christmas. This is a potential threat. I mean, there are government websites. There are lots of other entities that need to be protected with security, and there are people who go to work in the FBI whose job it is to capture people who do this. Hacking is illegal. That's just a term. To be a hacker is an illegal term. So that it is considered hacking a DDoS attack. It's an attack, and if there's an attack, that means there has to be an injured party. And if there's an injured party, it means there's a crime committed. So if they need to create new stipulations on the law, go right ahead. But I think these people, what they did was totally against the law.
You talk about, like, not only do they have to, it's a lot for them to do and prove that when they get the one person, they have to also prove that that person is the reason why Sony's server went down, which Sony's server has been going down up and down by itself. So now on top of it, they have to prove that the DDoS...
You make a strong point.
That is some good conjecture, but the thing is, Lizard Squad has taken credit for this on numerous occasions now.
They take credit for everything. When you're a jerk online, you take credit for anything. Like, if something happens, coincidence, I did that. I did this with
But what you're not understanding is, weeks ago, Lizard Squad tweeted out that they were going to take down the servers on Christmas Day. Now, up until this point, Sony and Microsoft have never been hacked at the same time and hit so hard, and these guys were immediately on Twitter taking credit for what they said they were going to do previously. The fact is, there are people in the FBI right now who go to work 8, 10 hours a day, and all they do is sit down at computers and hack and find out where these people are. That's their job.
So what? I got a question. What if
life without
Lizard Squad turn out to be same people who hacked in Sony and they're from North Korea? What are they going to do?
They're going to fuck them twice.
Yeah, what are they going to do that? I'm just saying though, like, what are they going to do at that point?
Well, I mean, there's always safeguards.
We'll just cut the internet off to North Korea. We'll just cut it. Cut the wire. They can't have internet anymore. Anybody see the interview?
Yo, that was
They're fucking it up anyway over there.
The interview was funny, dude. I liked the interview.
I did too. I thought it was really funny.
I thought it was hilarious, man.
Kim Jong-il, the guy who plays Kim Jong-il, I thought was hilarious in that.
And by the way, just saying though, there was something that they, in the beginning of the movie, they shout out this guy named Hector.
Hector.
That was it was a homosexual that Eminem liked or something.
Oh, that's right.
Not cool.
I know you like celebrities, Heck.
Just saying though. The whole movie is pretty damn funny though. It was over the top.
Eminem stood up.
I got a question for Robbie, because Robbie, you know, he's been doing all this talking. I'm trying to get him to slow down. Robbie, how does this affect you guys up there in Canada? This PlayStation Network going down, and Xbox One going down.
Well, the thing was, since we were away for Christmas and I was down in Vancouver, I didn't really have a chance to play online when the networks were down. So when I got back, PSM was still a little bit screwed up, but I wanted to play on Xbox One and the network was back up, so I wasn't really affected by it. But I can understand trying to get online, especially if you just got a PS4 Xbox One for Christmas. Imagine opening it up Christmas Day and then you just can't play online. You can't do anything. It's because these people that are ruining it.
A PS Vita.
Yeah, Vitas didn't work either. Mustangs were pissed.
5 people that got upset over the Vita not working. They must have been depressed.
Well, 2 of them were in my fucking house.
Same here. Same here.
So you guys, you know, the whole thing Canada, like after all that, Sony just decided to raise $50, made the PS4 even more expensive in Canada by $50.
They did?
They increased it.
Did they do it again?
No, I'm just kidding. It's like, screw this, we're going to increase it in Canada. We need more money. Let's just overprice
I was
Canada.
like, if they increased it another $50 to $500? No, that's insane. Oh.
They're just killing it in Canada. They can't make enough money up there.
Yeah,
Like,
They got hockey sticks packed in the box? I don't get it.
I got a question for you guys. It's kind of serious, okay? Since this whole thing has happened with the Lizard Squad, it's so scary. What are the chances of this becoming a regular part of gamers' existence? I mean, from the looks of it, Sony and Microsoft don't have any safeguards to stop it. These people are tweeting out how incompetent Sony and Microsoft are with their security parameters, how easy it is to get into their network infrastructure. Is this something we're going to have to worry about every other month? Is this something we're going to have to worry about every 6 months? Is there any way that Sony and Microsoft can stop a DDoS attack? I mean,
No.
I'm not.
You can't stop DDoS attack. The reason why you can't stop DDoS attack is this. Like we just said, it's a denial of service, right? You're requesting too many things at the same time. Now, say if a new game comes out and everyone wants to download at the same time and everyone's requesting to download at the same time, if you deny DDoS attack, you're denying everyone from trying to do something at the same time. So if everyone clicks that download button, it's going to think it's a DDoS attack and deny everyone from doing that activity. So you cannot do that. So if it's a new release and everyone's trying to download at the same time, you'll no longer be able to do that again.
Now the finest squad, I was
IPs though, right? Like known bad IPs.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
the finest squad.
You could try to block it, but they never have the same IPs. That's the problem with the DDoS. They scramble and they have multiple IPs, so it'll never be the same IP anyway. So.
Well, the finest squad, they did send a tweet out to Sony and Microsoft telling them to filter their incoming traffic, and that the traffic that was coming from the DDoS attack was easily discernible from regular traffic, and they didn't do it. And they themselves said that Microsoft and Sony made a big mistake by not filtering that traffic. I mean, I just don't want this to become a part of life. I mean, it's already really a part of life now because Christmas got screwed over for millions of people. But if these guys do this shit on a whim. Hey, I'm going to fuck up your weekend. Imagine that. People work Monday through Friday. They decide to do this shit every weekend. Take down the networks for a couple hours. I mean, literally, these guys could do that, and I just hope that there's some kind of way that this could be limited. And to me, it seems like there should be or there would be because we haven't been DDoSed in every other facet of our lives.
See,
you know,
the thing I don't get is a DDoS attack, the cover that you're in is when one server goes down, the other server covers that server while that server is getting back up. So the more servers you have, essentially DDoS attack will not affect you. That's why people can't DDoS attack things like Facebook or Google itself because they have so many servers that it will not. You won't even put a dent on it. You know, you might be able to shut down a small portion, but barely anything. And the thing I don't understand is if Microsoft so many servers out there, how did they get shut down at all? There's no way they could DDoS attack every single server and bring it down.
The timing, though, I mean, it's Christmas. Everybody's getting their new consoles. Yeah. The timing helped the DDoS attack.
It's still because they were able to do it before Christmas. Remember, they did it for a little while before Christmas. Mm-hmm. They did it before Christmas, and then that's when they threatened to say it was just a test. That's what they said.
Well, if you remember last year around Christmas, PlayStation Network, I don't know if Xbox did, but PlayStation Network went down on Christmas Day last year because there were so many Christmas noobs. So many people buying PS4s and getting online. I don't know if you guys remember. Yeah, I said that for you, Brian. There's so many people buying into the PlayStation infrastructure at that time, getting new PS3s, PS4s, and it took the network offline. So if Microsoft and Sony already had that same amount of people, if not more, online this year trying to buy, get into the PlayStation Store, play online, that infrastructure, the network was already getting slammed. And
Sony had a much rougher time getting back up than.
Oh hell yeah! How do you come
I don't think they had a rougher time. I think they're being more precautious because of the stuff that happened. I think they're taking their time on purpose. I think that's the problem. They're so damn scared, especially like every department. Now the movie department is completely different part is now scared too with everything. That I think Sony just doesn't understand why they're being attacked. No matter what they do, they're being attacked.
We just want to make people happy.
Yeah.
And the thing that sucks is the interview is a pretty damn good movie. You know,
it's funny.
It's a pretty good movie.
On the note of the interview, I haven't seen it yet. I've been debating whether or not I want to watch it. I'm not really a big Seth fan, but
it's a lot of dick jokes.
Yeah.
But they're funny.
I hear those from my wife too much. No, seriously.
Okay.
Only Robbie didn't get that joke. Anyway, I've been trying to debate whether or not to watch it or not, but I think that the movie probably will do better now than it would have done in theaters.
Oh yeah.
Because all this hoopla around it, people are wondering why Kim Jong-un, why the hell North Korea? Everybody's hearing all this, rhetoric around the movie, and now you can watch it on YouTube, you can watch it on PlayStation, you can watch it on Xbox, you can watch it pretty much anywhere in the comfort of your own home, and people will pay that small premium just to watch it. So I think they probably will do really well.
North Korea did free advertising for Sony. That's really what they did. They just advertised a crap ton.
I haven't heard that you can watch it on PlayStation.
Yeah, I heard you can watch it on PlayStation Network.
I thought it was just Xbox. That's why I was shocked.
Yeah,
Everyone was saying
Xbox, Google has it.
I'll have to check. I'll check now.
Yeah.
Carry on.
No, I was curious. I didn't know. I thought that's what everyone's making a big deal, that Microsoft's bailing out Sony by showing the interview, but yet Sony didn't even put it on their own console.
I
That's
gotta
what
say, you guys, though, in terms of these DDoS attacks and these hacks and stuff, I'm really worried for what's going to happen in 2015. I actually posted that as looking forward to 2015, the games and beyond. But if this hacking keeps continuing, like we're going to have a brand new year soon. Just a couple more days, it'll be 2015, and I don't want this to keep happening. It's really going to be unfortunate if it does. Like this can't go on.
Robbie, can I say something? Last year, all that talk, remember, everyone said online, always online, and all that stuff. This is why we are not ready for always online. We cannot handle it. Even if we did, like, can you imagine the chaos it would be that you literally couldn't even play any game because a bunch of people did a DDoS attack, or
Absolutely.
Sony's server goes down by itself. You know what I mean? Like, can you imagine how
What
bad
if the
it
Xbox
would be?
One was still an always online console?
That's what I'm
connected
saying, like, in general, because they're talking about all consoles. In general, like, how bad that is. We're not ready. We are not ready for that. We're not.
Well, I think that more so than anything at this point, we need security parameters and infrastructure set in place to protect people against this kind of stuff. I'm looking at this story right now in Daily Mail, and this came out last night. It says, hackers release cache of 13,000 passwords and credit cards of PlayStation, Xbox, and Amazon users.
Oh,
So
God.
This is last night. Hackers took down PlayStation and Xbox networks on Christmas Day. Now hackers have released 13,000 passwords and credit card details. From Amazon, PlayStation, and Xbox One, users all affected by the latest breach. Hackers also released Sony's movie The Interview for illegal download. Thousands of children were disappointed as they could not play online. The Christmas Day attack was claimed by the group Lizard Squad, so I need to change my PlayStation Network password.
I'm literally turning on my PS4 right now just to make sure that credit info is
If
wrong.
somebody calls you and asks you if they'd like to change it for you, say no.
Yeah, gladly
Oh
say
my
no.
God.
And then, I don't know, it's just the way it
Don't
is.
be like me, everybody.
You're not going to be protected. That's just the way it is. Every single thing, you're not safe online. Look at Apple, one of the biggest companies, one of the most money. They got hacked with a freaking celebrity, the nude photos and all that stuff. You could get in trouble no matter what you do. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter how big a company you are. You could be hacked. Or
How many times did you refresh that page, Hector?
I'm just saying. I heard.
Oh, okay.
The internet is a dangerous place regardless. It really is. You never know what's going to happen.
So I heard there was a celebrity pictures, new pictures up there. I heard about this story. I don't know about it. I mean, Jennifer Lawrence. What?
I can hear it now. Hector, what are you doing in there? Oh, I'm checking out carpets and drapes.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's rough, man. Hackers are some real assholes. Boy, boy, boy.
Yeah.
They
So let me
really
tell you what
take-
else I've been playing.
Oh, great.
Just in time. Okay, good. My billing info isn't on PS4.
So I got the new computer. I got a new iMac, right? It's got this 5K screen on it, and of course, the first thing I want to do is I don't like playing games with a mouse and keyboard. It's just not my thing. I much prefer to sit back, relax in a couch, and play with a controller. But I had to see what this screen was capable of, so I downloaded BioShock Infinite, Portal 2. What else did I download? Oh, Civ. Was it Civ 5? Is it Civ 5 the latest one?
Yeah, but you can just use your Xbox One controller on PC. You know, that works pretty well.
You can use it on a Mac too. You can use it as a Mac too.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And holy Christ, it is nice to be able to see like high resolution. I mean, BioShock Infinite was probably the most impressive because it runs at such a high resolution. It's still not. It doesn't even approach 5K, the highest resolution that it'll play in. But good God, it is such a difference. I cannot wait until the next generation of consoles come out and they can display at 4K resolution.
I told
am
you.
really looking forward to that.
That's why 720p isn't needed.
So,
Let me tell you though, I mean, it is stunning the difference. Like once you see that high resolution, and I'm not talking about 1080p, and I'm not talking about 1440 or whatever. I'm talking about like a super high resolution. Man, you cannot see pixels. You can't see them. You can't see jaggies.
Wow.
You can't see the textures. If the texture is a good texture, it looks like a photograph. Like
wow.
BioShock Infinite is a good-looking game, and it looked stunning in that high resolution. It's not. It won't run on my computer at 5K. It's not even an option to like.
One game that I'm thinking of would look amazing too on that would be Rise Son of Rome. You can run that 4K on PC. That would be unbelievable. Yeah. That game looks amazing at 900p on Xbox One. On PC at 4K?
Right.
That's insane.
Can I tell you something that pisses me off? Well, not really pisses me off, just because I'm jealous. But if in your screen, if you were like editing right and you minimize it, like the window is 4K while you're editing, like just that small area is 4K. Like
so I got this big screen, right? Let's try to frame a big screen here, and then like I'm editing a video in this little frame up here. That frame is 1080 by. That's a 1080p window, like true pixel resolution.
Jeez.
Way up there, yeah, and like
that's
then I use all the screen around it to edit with, like all the tools and stuff.
Hold on, guys. How would I talk my wife out of LASIK surgery to get me a?
What does she need LASIK surgery if she doesn't have a 5K to screen yet first?
You're damn right. You're damn right.
Like,
get some new glasses.
Oh my.
But we'll get the 4K screen. Then when you get the laser surgery, you'll know what you're missing.
Yeah, you're damn right, man. Thanks for talking me out of that. Man, so are you guys thinking that possibly when the next generation of consoles come out in 7, 8 years, 6 years maybe, that they'll be 4K compatible?
It's going to be sooner than that. I'm convinced.
Mean like in 2 years?
I think 4 or 5. Actually.
I say 2 years from now, Nintendo will come out with theirs.
Well, definitely, Nintendo is going to be the first because the Wii U's already aging.
Do you think that they're going to be that kind of resolution though? This is Nintendo.
They're gonna jump now because of the whole thing that they said are for the core gamer that they switch. They're gonna listen to the people. I think they're actually gonna come out with like it's gonna definitely be higher resolution than the PS4 and Xbox One right now.
I think it's gonna be powerful. Me too.
So I think it's gonna be something pretty big, pretty sick.
I think they're gonna wait till 4K screens are starting to be pretty commonplace, and then we're gonna see consoles coming. I bet you're right. 2 years for the next generation Nintendo, and 3 or 4 years for the next generation Sony or Xbox.
What? 3 or 4 years? You really think so?
I really think
so too.
I'd like to see it sooner.
That's the way it should be.
They were too slow this generation, and I think they fucked up. I don't think the hardware is powerful enough for how long we waited for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would have rather paid $100 per console more and gotten more powerful consoles.
Well, if you take into account, if you look at companies like Samsung and Apple, they release a new version of their device every single fucking year. Yeah. It's always something that people buy. Briar, you know you're in that Apple ecosystem. You know all about it. If Sony and Microsoft were to do that, Nintendo were to do that every 2-3 years maybe, bring out another system, maybe a $500 system, people buy fucking $500 phones.
Yeah, they can't do that though because they'd have to keep compatibility. The thing about when you buy a new Android phone or a new iPhone, all your old apps still work. That's not true with consoles. Mostly, I mean, sometimes it's true, but for the most part, when you buy a new console, all your old console games don't work on that new console.
Yeah, you're right. Unless it's online, which is something they probably should include. They should include the ability to the games that you paid for in Xbox Live or PlayStation Network transfer up to the newer console. They should make that a staple.
Well, they can with like during the transition, but you know, next year we're gonna see a lot fewer PS3 games and Xbox 360 games.
Yeah, those consoles are definitely gonna be phased out in 2015. They're basically at the end of their run.
I got a question for you guys, since we're on this topic right now. PlayStation Now, right? Do you think that are they trying to phase out, showing that they're going to do different things? Is there going to be another console generation? Because, you know, PlayStation Now is going to be available on Samsung TVs as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's cool, isn't it? Yeah, I like that.
I think that's great. I think that's good. I knew that was going to happen because they already announced TVs and phones. Like, their TVs, you know, are doing okay now. The newer ones are doing okay. But, like, Samsung, they got like someone like Samsung on board, then it's going to help a lot. Same thing with phones. Like, I think that's the next thing because, you know, it's on some Sony phones, but if they get it on the Samsung phones as well, that's going to be insane.
That's going to be huge numbers because pretty much if you don't have Apple, you got Samsung.
Yeah.
That's the way people are going. So, and Samsung TVs are top of the line.
Yeah. You know, that Note 4. Just saying. But anyway.
You've been holding out the whole show, haven't you, Hector?
Yes.
He's keeping it warm. Look at him. The joy in
This
his
tablet.
eyes.
I mean, phablet. Sorry, I get confused. It's almost the same thing. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's pretty cool, but it sort of worries me because that means that they're not afraid to be just software anymore, you know, just bring their brands out there. So to me, that's like...
Does the Samsung TV also offer the feature where you can connect it to your PlayStation 4, like wirelessly, like the PlayStation TV?
The Bravia or the PlayStation TV?
The PlayStation TV, that little box that's kind of like an Apple TV.
The one you used to have? Oh, you do have it now, right?
I have a PlayStation TV.
Hey, does what? What is your question?
If you buy the Samsung TV that does PlayStation Now, does it have that same remote play functionality? Was it PlayStation 4?
I didn't hear anything about that.
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think the TVs have any remote play because like you use it just you play straight off your.
Yeah, it's an app on the TV.
Yeah, it's just an app, so
Yeah.
it works just like.
But I mean,
like on a phone
there wouldn't be any difference really. If it can do PlayStation Now, it's got to be able to use a PlayStation controller, and all it's got to do is stream video and back and forth between your PlayStation 4.
Yeah, like, well, what they do is they're going to give you can play with any controller. They're going to give you the controller still, and you can play with your TV. And, like, what they're trying to do is get you to play PlayStation 3, ultimately, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1 games. And I think they're trying and hoping that you'll buy a PlayStation 4 and stuff because you're playing the older games. You're going to want the newer versions of it, too. I think that's what their target is. And eventually, how long before they just say, well, we're just going to put all our games and let you do that instead of you even buying a console. Why would you need a console anymore if it gets to that speed? Which
Because
I still think...
internet in America sucks.
Yeah, it's not going to be there for a long time. But I think this is a great way to introduce it to some people because, I mean, people get apps all the time anyway, right? So if you get something like that and you say, here you go, here's a controller, screw playing all these phone games, you can actually play real games and stream it. Like, I think that's something that's a lot easier where you don't have to buy the console and you can give it to a kid or something like that. And, like, here you go, play all those old games.
That is, to me, that is, like, way out in the future, though, because PlayStation Now, for anything that takes, like, timing, just doesn't work, you know? And even using a PlayStation TV inside your house using a remote play, like, I've had no success using it on Wi-Fi. Like, it's got to be on a wired network to be usable for any kind of timing-based thing.
See, it's iffy though because I played Skullgirls. Skullgirls is all about timing too, and that had no lag in it. So I don't understand. But then like I played like that one time you played Mega Man.
Yeah.
That had lag in it. Like
that was crazy.
it's iffy. You know what I mean? It's so weird that some games have it, some don't, and it's weird. So like, it could be fixed. That it could get better, at least playable. And I don't know, like. But that's the thing. People can search to see which one will work or something. But we're still, you know, remember, the whole price thing is the issue, too, because all the rental fees and all that, they have to do unlimited for it to even matter, remember?
Yeah,
So
it'll have to adapt like a Netflix type of infrastructure. And, Briar, just to clarify, when you said PlayStation TV, my mind went back to your actual TV, the PS3 style TV you had that took a shit on you.
Yeah,
so
that was the
PlayStation
PlayStation TV as well, yeah.
Yeah, so that's
a little box. I bought one of those little boxes. I've been playing with it because I want to do a review on it. But to be honest with you, it's complicated to do a review on an item like that because it does so much and it does it with such varying degrees of success that to be comprehensive, I feel like I got to make like a half-hour video.
Just make 3 10-minute videos. This is part one. This
part one.
This is the apps. This is the functionality.
Comes with a DualShock 3. Let me tell you about this DualShock 3.
Isn't on? I know I'm gonna go back to resolution, but isn't resolution 720p for the PlayStation TV?
Yeah, I believe so.
Is it 720p for movie apps too, or no?
I don't know. I see. At this point, I still haven't even used it for a movie app because I use Apple TV and Roku for that.
It doesn't have Netflix on it for some reason.
But it's getting it.
Yeah,
it's coming.
It's gonna get all that stuff. The same thing with like the Amazon Fire TV. When it first came out, it had nothing. Now it has everything. It has HBO. It has everything on it. Like I don't know why it takes them so long to get those contracts or licenses, but when the Fire TV came out, when I first got that, it had like barely any apps, and now it included a lot of things on it. So.
Yep.
For the PlayStation TV, the only reason I bought it was so that I could play, PlayStation 4 games in another room without having to spend $400. I thought, for $100, this seems like a good deal. Plus, it'll do a bunch of other stuff, but you have to have a wired connection to use it that way.
Mm-hmm. All right, you guys. Well, we've been talking a lot about what's going to happen in the future and stuff like that, and kind of future-y things. I'm thinking of looking forward to 2015. We're just about to the next year. Thinking about games industry, where it's headed, games that are coming out next year. What do you guys think about 2015?
Wait, let's before we do it, let's end 2014. Should we do it game of the year and then go into what we expect 2015?
I think that's a great idea. Let's do that. Let's do game of the year for 2014, and then we'll talk about 2015.
That would work.
All right. But first, I'll be right back.
Here comes a few messages from our sponsors. All right, so yeah, let's talk about 2014. We'll go over. There's a bunch of games. Hold on. So before we go over what games.
Oh, bro, I just went to the restroom too. I just got back from mine.
All right, so hold on one second, guys. All right, so here's a list of some games, like some choices. All right. So we got Dragon Age, Inquisition, Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor, Destiny, Dark Souls 2, Hearthstone, Heroes of Warcraft, Mario Kart 8, South Park, The Stick of Truth, Titanfall, Far Cry 4. We got Wolfenstein: The New Order, Call of Duty: Advanced Warfare, Alien Isolation, Bayonetta 2, Assassin's Creed Unity. It said Crappy's Creed Unity, Watch Dogs, Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zero, Shovel Knight, Infamous Second Son, Valiant Hearts, The Great War, Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha, The Evil Within.
I would definitely say there hasn't been really any standout games to this year. I'm just going to pick Far Cry 4 because I love that game so much.
Can't pick anything yet until we're ready to pick some. Child of the Light, Forza 2, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, Sunset Overdrive, Borderlands a pre-sequel, the Halo Master Chief Collection, The Binding of Isaac.
Come on, man, you can make me choke now.
World of Warcraft. I forgot the expansion. Whatever that expansion is, they have expansion every couple months.
Just going over your top games?
He's went over a list of potential winners, the movers and shakers of the year.
I kind of just want to shout out our favorites and move on, to be honest. Like, I just want to hear it quick.
Nobody cares what you think, Canadian.
Elder Scrolls Online. All right, so that's it. That's pretty much it. Those are the top ones that I mentioned. I just pretty much mentioned everything, so now everyone can go into what they select.
All right, so here's the thing, right? We have to agree on one game.
Oh.
No, that's not going to happen.
Oh, God. Remember last time?
We got, and I want 3 categories.
Okay, what category?
I want 3 categories for this. I want our favorite game of the year, or the Beats and Pots Live favorite game, the most disappointing game, and I want everybody's personal pick.
Wait, what? Wait, so the first one was the best one of the year, but
Best game
of the year.
What is that, the personal pick? What is that?
That's just everybody. So everybody gets a personal pick, like whatever, however you want to put it. Like I loved this game, even though we didn't select it as the game of the year. This is, I think, my favorite game.
Wait, so we have to select the game of the year together?
Yeah, we have to. We're gonna argue this out right now.
Bullshit.
Just go with Dragon Age. We'll leave it simple, okay? Just go Dragon Age.
Okay, Robbie's going Dragon Age. Briar's going Destiny.
I guess Dragon Age won. I was gonna wait. Here's the thing. It was between Dragon Age and Shadow of Mordor for me.
Yeah.
And
Shadow of Mordor is strong. I haven't played Inquisition.
I'm gonna have to say Dragon Age though, and I think just because of playability, like how much you could do in there, I would say Dragon Age. And it hurts me to say a game from EA. Was game of the year.
But it was a good game from EA. It wasn't broken. That one's deserving.
EA last year, and for me to say that they got game of the year for when they were the worst company the last couple years, it hurts me to say, but I believe Dragon Age will be the game of the year.
Okay, so let me just make a point here.
Okay.
How many hours did you play of Dragon Age Inquisition?
About now, like 74 hours.
And how many hours of Destiny did you play?
More hours.
Okay.
But then again...
So now, which game is better?
Bird be driving this point home, goddammit. Shit.
All right. I'll ask you, which game is better, day one, or which game is better now?
Oh. Now.
Now?
Yeah.
I think at the moment, Destiny is better, but Dragon Age was consistently good since day one.
Yeah.
Well, see, when I make my decision, it'll have to be based on the game that I actually played. I haven't played Shadow of Mordor. I haven't played Dragon Age, which I'm down on myself about because I love Dragon Age so much. And I played a lot of Destiny. I probably put, in the last week, another 12 hours into it. But there's one game that I played this year. One game that...
It's got to be released originally in 2014.
That's true.
It was. It was one game that I played this year that meant so much to me. It felt so right. The controls were so tight. The character was so likable. And the world was amazing. And the game that I'm going to pick as my personal favorite, because I'll just go with you guys for Dragon Age. But my personal favorite game of the year, the game that I had the most fun playing, that I'm so down on myself that I didn't buy it, I had to get it from somebody, is Bayonetta 2.
Bayonetta 2.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Bayonetta 2, I had more fun playing that than any game I played all year.
Okay.
I went through it. I went like 100%. The game is insane. It's so fun. It's an incredible experience. And I like sexy women. And Bayonetta is very, very sexy. She's like a 7-foot-tall Kate. It's just amazing. But yeah, I had a great time with that game. I can't say enough good about it. It has, to me, one of the best soundtracks of the year. Like I said, the characters are awesome. The ability to upgrade your weapons and your skill set is incredible. It takes all the good stuff from the old, like Devil May Cry 2 and God of War, and builds it around this awesome female character that just happens to be hot as hell. And you go out into the world and you destroy people. And it's very, very fun. She has all these abilities. You can turn into bats and turn into a cougar, which makes a lot of sense, right? And but the game it's well deserving of the title. Before I played it, I knew it was going to be a pretty good experience. I thought that the original Bayonetta was an okay game, but there were a lot of games in my thought process that were a lot better. But Bayonetta 2, for that genre game, action adventure, is one of the best action adventure games I played. It's extremely fun.
One thing killed it for me, though. I think that it had a chance to be it. I liked everything about the game. The action, just so much action in that game. Like, there's nonstop action in that whole game, which is awesome. The acting. Oh, my God. The voices and acting killed me in that game. Like, it was so cheesy. It was like the worst anime ever. Like,
yeah, but you have to understand, that's what they're going for. That's what they're going for. But I did not like the little short guy.
Dude, it was beyond...
You know who I'm talking about? The little short guy with the braids? I didn't like him at all. I thought his character, at first he seemed British, and then he seemed like he was from Jamaica. I was like, what the hell's going on? But I know who you're talking about. You're talking about the big black demon that controls the store. His voice is very
all of them were just annoying, dude. Like, seriously,
Bayonetta was good.
If they had it like Zelda, where they don't talk, you just read the stuff, that would probably be better. If there's no voice acting, nothing, it probably would have been a better game. I'm dead serious.
There were some voice actors that their voices were like nails on chalk, like a little short guy. I didn't like him at all. I didn't like the Uber demon. I can't remember his name, but he's been with us since part 1. The big black dude.
Yeah.
His voice seemed really cheesy, like from an old Square movie or something, like it is within Final Fantasy. He had a voice like that. But I thought Bayonetta's voice was spot on. I really liked her character. I liked the voice acting that was done on her part. The main enemy in the game, I thought he did a great job. And I'm not going to spoil any of the story, but there's 2 other pivotal characters that I thought did a pretty good job as well. But there's so much you go through in this game. You have to go back in time. You get to meet people from her past that you never saw in the original game and work alongside them or fight them. It works so well. And at the end of the experience, 95 Gamers, thank you so much for sending that to me. He's a good friend, and he sent that out to the Beastly Gamer. I'll be getting that back to you now, as much as I hate it, but I want to go ahead and buy it for myself because that's a game that I feel like I can get back into and play the whole thing over again. It's very fun. Briar, you should definitely check it out.
I want to. I definitely want to check that out. So, Beastly, your pick is... Say it again.
Bayonetta 2.
All right, Matthew, your pick is...
Dragon Age Inquisition.
Robbie?
I'd say Dragon Age as well.
So Dragon Age 1 already. Unless you choose Bayonetta 2, Brian.
No, I think we got to go with Dragon Age. I unfortunately haven't played either game, but I really want to play both. So I think the Beastly Thoughts Live Game of the Year is going to be
Dragon Age Inquisition.
Dragon Age Inquisition. All right. Biggest disappointment of the year.
Watch Dogs. That's easy.
Watch Dogs.
Move on.
All right.
Watch
Ready?
Dogs.
Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs, that's what I was
Beastly?
going to say.
I mean, I'm not big into Watch Dogs, but it did come out to a pretty solemn letdown.
It was so hyped. That game was hyped. I mean, that was going to be the next-gen game.
And that's the problem. It was too hyped for its own good. Like, how can it be the big next-gen game when it's on last-gen? It's not that huge step forward that everyone thought it was going to be, and it just had unfair expectations. I still thought the game was really good. I like Watch Dogs, but it didn't live up to hype at all. No.
But you thought Assassin's Creed Unity was good, too. No, just go ahead. I'm sorry.
Assassin's Creed Unity was broken when it came out.
It's
still
broken as shit. The game, the core game is really good, but it just didn't work.
Yeah, so that's disappointing. Buying a game that's broken.
Can we just stop at Ubisoft? Can we just say
Can we
that?
just say it? Like,
Well,
Just
well, you guys got to take into account that there's a lot of people watching this. You guys comment below and let us know what you thought the biggest letdown of the year was. Some people are going to say Halo.
some people are going to say Halo, definitely.
You know?
How did they fuck that game up? Like, how did they let that happen? How did Microsoft let that happen? That is hugely disappointing.
Yeah.
Anybody
it's a big
who's a Halo fan, like,
Wait.
it's been a long time since we got Halo content at all.
There are quite a few letdowns this year. I know a lot of people felt burned.
Destiny,
You know,
a lot of people are really let down by Destiny.
Can we change the last category, by the way?
What is it?
The honorable mention instead of like what you said, because then like
Sure.
okay,
Yeah.
so
I think it's a better way of putting it anyway.
alright. So
So are we all going? We're all going with Watch Dogs.
hey, that's fine with me. They were all fucked up.
which one
Yeah.
were you gonna select, Beasley?
Which one did I dislike?
Which one were you gonna select? Because we did Watch Dogs. Were you going to say Watch Dogs? What were you gonna say?
I was just going to think of something bad that I didn't play. I mean, the games that came out that were broken, I tried to stay away from. The game that I played that I liked, but I still was let down at the same time, honestly, was what is it? The horror, Shinji Mikami. Yeah, Shinji Mikami's game. I liked that game, but I still was let down by it. It felt like Resident Evil, but it felt like it was dated at the same time. It felt even more dated than Resident Evil 4. It was like it had really scary elements, but the control scheme seemed like it held you back from the potential of what the game could have been. It just felt like a game that they started making right when Resident Evil 4 was done. And then they just halted production of it at 50%, and then they finished it up in 2013 or 2014. And I just felt like that game could have been a lot better than it was. I still gave the game a 7 because overall I had a lot of fun playing it, but it could have been a much better game. The control scheme could have been better. The characters could have been better. The game was not visually very stunning experience. But what they did right, but there was still a lot of elements to that game that I felt like they really misstepped on. So the game that I played the most this year that I was let down by is probably The Evil Within.
That's cool.
I love Destiny a lot, but I can't lie. I am disappointed that there's not more there.
Yeah.
There's not more story. That they hid a lot of the story on a web page. You know, like the Grimoire is fascinating, and it fleshes out that world in a way that the story, like the game, just doesn't. And
Yeah,
they
you were
really should
talking
have had that in the game. There should have been more content. 4 planets is just not enough for like a.
You're just not immersed when you're searching through a website to learn the story of a game. It has to be in the core game, or that immersion just breaks.
Yeah.
Earlier today, Briar and I were playing Destiny, and I was telling him about a little situation that happened with me last night, being hacked and whatnot. But he mentioned to me, we were talking about some of the characters in the game, and he asked me, did I ever check out the Grimoire cards? And I said no, but even asking me about it, I felt like, it's something I don't really want to. I don't want to have to break the game experience or pull myself away from that and go to my computer to look up these characters that may or may not be interesting. I just think that that's something that Bungie should have included in the game, or maybe something they could patch into the game at a later date, because really all it is information. It's not like they got to animate it.
Just text, yeah. I would be happy if they just put one up every time you hit a loading screen. Every time you got your ship and went from one planet to another, they should just flash one of those up on the screen and you can read it while you're loading.
Because honestly, I mean, if you want to be realistic about it, maybe 15% of gamers will look at that website, if that.
Yeah, I
Most
agree.
people,
I agree.
most people aren't. Some people who have consoles don't even have PCs. Believe it or not.
One dude does a YouTube channel and he just does dramatic readings of those cards.
What? Really?
Wow.
Yeah. But Watch Dogs to me takes the cake. I mean, that thing, it was so hyped up. I mean, it was really supposed to be like that next generation game, like the first next generation game, and it came out and it felt like a PlayStation 2 era GTA clone.
And on top of it, the whole scandal with the PC version,
Yep.
that they in the code that they switched it off so you could even turn it up higher to make it like the whole parody. Like that was the start of the parody.
Yeah.
That was the start of the whole parody between consoles and PC. That was like the big thing for them, because then they did the same thing for Unity, and like it's just a mess. Like Ubisoft really screwed up this whole generation, I think. Like it's just funny how I went from really disliking EA to making their game of the year. Like really,
Wow.
that's
The dramatic turn of events.
if you were to ask me last year, would you make a game from EA game of the year? There's no way hell I would say yes. So
Well, next year it's going to be from Ubisoft.
it's gonna be what's the other game that's coming out for them?
The Division?
The Division. It's gonna be game of the year.
Oh, man, I hope so. I hope that game's awesome.
Absolutely, yeah.
But let's go to the honorable mention. I think honorable mention for me would be, without a doubt, Shadow Mordor. Shadow Mordor was like a game that no one had on the radar. That, in fact, when people saw it at first, they said that it's still, like, they copied off Assassin's Creed, and that's all people were focused on, and they didn't really look at the other elements until you got a chance to play the game. And they added stuff to the game that's just, that's never really been done before. That, like, they learn from your mistakes. If you don't kill someone the right way, like, they get smarter, and, like, the AI is pretty different in that game, which is pretty cool.
The Nemesis system is stunningly good. It needs to be in every game from here on out.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, And I just think that game was something that a lot of people just, it slipped in. It didn't. No one really talked about it, and all of a sudden, like, it turned out to be a really, really good game. So
Yeah, I agree. That's a great game. Robbie, how about you? What was your...
Far
I'm
Cry
going to have
4.
to say it's not quite a Game of the Year caliber, even though it's a ton of fun, but Destiny would be my honorable mention, because as much hate and stuff as that game gets, a lot of flack, like, it's still a ton of fun. Like, that game is still absolutely fantastic. It has its problems for sure, but it's still a great game at the end of the day, and it's a ton of fun.
The shooting, the core mechanic of the game, the shooting and the jumping is so good. It's
so good.
So spot on.
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
just feels right. I don't know if another game has gotten it that good. Maybe since, like, Modern Warfare 2? Like,
Yeah, a ways back.
really nail it like that. Like, it is really good. And I really enjoy, grinding through the strikes. I really getting like that dopamine drip of new weapons and new gear. I think that's really fun. And I love how I can take all the stuff that I find in the single player or the campaign or the PvE and bring it into the PvP, into the Crucible, and mess people up with it. It's just so much fun. Look, I just did the raid, and I got this awesome new shotgun called the Swordbreaker, and I am sticking it in your face and pulling the trigger and just watching your head blow up and laughing about it. It's fun.
Yeah, especially those Christmas noobs just don't know what was coming.
Oh, man, I got a tip for Christmas news, man. I got a really good tip. Yeah,
Back
that's
out, huh?
What about you? What about you, Brett?
For me, my honorable mention, it's like I played a lot of games this year, but the game that still feels great, it feels the way it always did, and I just got my revenge on my little brother in. My honorable mention is Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U. That game is a great game, especially if you're playing local. I haven't had many issues online. I know Hector's got something to say about that. But when you play 1 versus 1 online, I haven't had really any issues. And the game is just great. It's just they've added so much to it. They made Smash Brothers a fantastic game. And if I had to just have one game on a desert island, I just feel like with all the characters and all the stuff that's going on in that game and all the little side stuff that you can do, that game will last forever. So my honorable mention is Smash Brothers for the Wii U. I think it's a great game.
can I ask you something? The desert island, the internet's gonna be even worse, and you're still not gonna be able to play online with
Be
that.
playing story mode.
No, but Oh, one more thing, since before we go into 2015, what was, since it's not the same thing, what was your favorite indie game? We gotta show some indie love. So
Valiant
what's your
Hearts.
favorite
I
indie
know
game?
it's not really an indie game. It's like part of that Ubisoft whatever, but oh man, I love that game.
Okay, I say Shovel Knight for me. I think Shovel Knight was.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good pick too. I'm still waiting. I haven't played it yet. I'm still waiting for it to come out on the PS Vita.
Mhm.
I think that's going to be my platform of choice for that game. I think it's coming soon too, isn't it?
I'm not even too sure when that comes out for
I want to
that.
say January, but maybe I'm making it up in my head.
Yeah, that's one of those things that'll be perfect for the Vita, like to go.
Banner Saga count?
Yeah.
I love the hell out of Banner Saga.
What about you guys, Robbie? Any indie games that you enjoyed this year that you played?
That's a tough one. Nothing that honestly sticks out to me. No, I don't know. I'm
Robbie's
lost
a
in that for sure.
triple A man, Robbie.
I think that's part of it. Just there wasn't any really indies I played, I guess. I don't know.
What about you, Bisa? Didn't you say you played some indie games? Which one?
Yeah, I played quite a few this year, but the one that I keep going back to like a drug. Does Flappy Bird count? No, the one that I keep going back to like a drug, believe it or not, is a game called King Oddball. It's like that when you only got 5 minutes or 10 minutes to waste time, and you don't want to get into a story or a campaign. You just want to have quick, good hand-eye coordination. King Oddball is where you go, and you
King
fuck
Oddball?
up. Yes, you destroy tanks and people with these big ass balls of rock.
Very similar to Angry Birds. That's all you really need to know.
It's really fun though. I really enjoy it. It's different. It's very different from Angry Birds. Angry Birds, you're just shooting something across the screen. In this game, you're actually controlling the trajectory of the rock that you're throwing. Sometimes you have to throw it straight up and it has to come down and hit. It's really fun though. It's my favorite of the year.
Monument Valley's got to get a mention here too. That game is so good. It's so original. It's a game that's built just for touchscreen devices, and it just works so perfectly. It's so beautiful. It's got a well-built world. I love it. All right, 2015.
Oh, damn it. Another year behind me. Shit, I'm 100 years old.
Wow, that's old.
Yeah.
Damn.
You all look a day over 90.
Thanks.
That's quite the compliment.
A couple of games now I'm excited for 2015.
The Division.
One is Batman.
Oh, yeah.
Batman's gonna be fun. I have that pre-ordered. I have two different ones that I'm gonna be doing boxes for. One's the one with the Batman himself. That whole
statue?
Yeah, the statue. I also have the Batmobile one. I was able to get that before it's sold out. So I got the Batmobile one and that one. So I don't know which one I'm gonna keep. I'm guessing I'm gonna keep the Batmobile because I think that one looks a lot cooler. But I'm gonna do unboxing for both of them, which is pretty cool. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about The Witcher 3.
Yeah.
That looks like it's gonna be really fun. So those are like the two games I've definitely and we don't know when it's coming out, but Metal Gear Solid, whenever that comes out, that's the huge one.
Do we even suspect that's coming out in 2015?
I think so because he wore a T-shirt. He wore some shirt that said something that it hinted like a date, or whatever, and they said that it's gonna be a date for next year. So if that's the case, then that would be great. But I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna come out then. I assume that it would be because it looks like it's almost finished. So I would say like at least 7 months from now it'll be here or so. So we'll see. Because that will be that if that comes out like this year, I think that's gonna compete for Game of the Year. To be honest, that's one of those games that'll compete, depending on the time that it's released, though, of course. So
The Witcher to me was one of the most disappointing moves. Like to see that get moved out of 2014 was like, oh man, I really wanted that one.
It looks so good though. God, that game looks.
Yeah, it does.
That game's gonna be incredible. When that comes out, like it's gonna be amazing. CD Projekt Red has shown us that they want that game to be good. They want it to work out of the gate. So give them the time they need. That game's gonna be fun.
No, absolutely.
I think I'm gonna get the PC version for that one though. I don't
I'm
think
gonna
I'm
get the
gonna
Mac version.
The Mac version, the 5K version.
Mac
The Division to me is like the most anticipated game of 2015. What they're promising in that game is so cool. Being in this open world with instances, and it's like it's a real RPG, and you can level up your character and get new guns. I mean, it's a lot like Destiny in that way. Third-person shooter. It takes place in New York. gritty world. It looks so cool. But man, this one can easily be the most disappointing game in 2015. It's like there are so many ways for this to go so bad.
There could be a new trailer that comes out at E3 next year, and it could be looking completely different. It could be downgraded. You never know.
I think with Watch Dogs, I think with Assassin's Creed Unity, I think people are not looking forward to the game anymore. I mean, they're looking forward to it, but they all believe in their mind that they're going to screw it up somehow. I think, like, especially after Unity, and they had that whole parody thing that they literally said, they straight out said that the whole parody thing made everyone just be like, what are they going to do with this game, you know?
But the good thing is that they did push this one back. Like, they did say, okay, let's take a little more time to get this one right, because it is such a cool concept, and people are so excited about it. Maybe this is Ubisoft saying, hey, you know, like, let's turn this around. Let's turn this boat around. 2014 was a bad year for Ubisoft.
Watch Dogs is pushed back, too.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's pushed back, and then, like, everyone's like, oh, it's pushed back, and then all of a sudden when it came out, we're like, what happened? What did they do in that time that it was pushed back? That's why I'm like, I'm nervous. You know, I'm nervous. I don't know. I don't...
knob down. They turned it the wrong direction.
Oh, did we put that down? Whoops, we were supposed to go the other way.
I mean, we've already heard tons of games that are being released in 2014, but there's only like maybe 2 or 3 that really stand out for me. One is Uncharted 4. I think Uncharted 4 is going to be really big in 2015. I'm excited about The Order 1886. I think that's going to be...
I'm not excited about it. When I first heard about that game, I got really excited about it, and then they showed that demo of it.
Have you seen the new demo?
This game looks stupid.
Have you seen it now? I mean, when they first showed the initial demo, everybody was down on it.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be a bunch of QuickTime events.
Yeah, it's not like that.
They've released new
footage.
Right.
Yeah, they completely done away with all that. And so now that game is really looking good. Xbox One game, Ori and the Blind Forest. I really want to see that.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
That was another one that got delayed out of 2014. I was really disappointed about.
I want to see Quantum Break on Xbox One, the game that coincides with the show. But when they showed that gameplay footage, it looked better than Infamous. It looked better than Infamous on PS4.
The ones you just mentioned. Oh, sorry. Continue. I'll say in a second.
And probably the last 2 games I'm excited about would be Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege and Evolve. Those are the games that I'm probably most stoked for right now.
See, 2 of the games, like some of the games you mentioned, like Uncharted and stuff like that, I started to get worried, not about the
2016.
That they're all, since they're at the end of 2015, at the last one, like, oh, we're going to push it out to the beginning of 2016. Like, some of those games, I have a feeling like when it comes closer to it, like, since they're towards the end of 2015, they might just kick it out into 2016.
I think Uncharted 4 will definitely be a 2016 release. Even though they're saying 2015, that's a big game. That's like Sony's Master Chief. That's Sony's Halo.
Like, so their goal should be November of 2015. If they release that in November before Christmas, you know how many consoles they will sell? That's why their goal should be that November 2015, because they will make a killing if they had an Uncharted bundle. Like, an Uncharted bundle for the holidays would make a killing on that day. That's why, like, I think that's their goal, but I don't know if they're going to make it. I have a feeling like it might just be, like, kicked into 2016 instead.
Yeah, the gameplay they've showed looks very playable.
Yeah.
Sure, there were bugs, but I mean, it looks like a pretty good looking game.
Yeah, it looks very detailed. So
there's a few games that no one mentioned. I know, Briar, you didn't go yet, but Mario Maker for the Wii U looks like that's going to be fun.
I'm scared about that game.
Why?
The fact that you can swap between like
different styles,
8-bit Mario and like, you know, the new Super Mario Brothers.
It's gonna be awesome.
It means that, like, no, the problem with it though is that the jumping mechanics and the feel of an old 8-bit game is so different than the new Super Mario feel that which one are they gonna pick? Like, which one is, because once you build a level and you can switch between the two, like graphics wise, they have to pick a feel. You know, they have to pick how this guy moves, and I'm really worried that
what if it switches? What if it switches according to the style? You know, that would be cool.
But then the level won't work.
that would be game mechanics. So it'll be like, all right, I'll switch to the new Mario to make him jump a certain way from the old Mario.
But then you gotta build each level with both in mind.
Strategy, Briar. Strategy.
All right.
It's not gonna work like that.
What I'm hoping that game is Little Big Planet that works good, like that actually plays well.
That doesn't have the floaty jumps. I know Brian gets the jump.
Yeah.
Little Big Planet. Another game that Noah mentioned that actually I'm pretty excited for is a Star Wars Battlefront. Any of you guys looking forward to that?
Yes, I really hope that's gonna be good.
See, the thing is, I could say yes now because we just announced EA for Game of the Year. So like,
no, Ubisoft is getting Game of the Year.
For next year. No, I meant like for 2014. Because usually anytime I think of Battlefront, I'm like so excited because I'm like, I love the Star Wars, I love all that stuff. But then like I'm like, EA is controlling it. But now they did well with Dragon Age, so hopefully they don't screw this up. Like, I think it'll be a lot of fun if they pull it off. I think it's they have like all the tools that they need to make this a good game. The only thing is, it's gonna be too much like Battlefield. Is it gonna be like that? Like that's the thing. Are they gonna try to make it like Battlefield with just you're wearing all the Star Wars like stormtroopers?
Isn't that what it's always been?
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but like, to what extent? Like, are they literally just gonna make it exactly like Battlefield, just change the skin? You know what I mean? Or are they gonna change it so you actually feel that you're immersed in that world? Because they have a good opportunity to change the scenery and stuff. But is it really just gonna be a Battlefield? That's what I want to know. So
I guess we'll have to wait until that game presents itself. What about? And see, for me, this game, I'm excited about it because I'm an old guy and I remember when it first came out, but it feels like it may not be the kind of game I'm really into anymore. Any of you guys excited about Star Fox coming to the Wii U?
No.
I barely mustered any excitement over that. I've never really played Star Fox, and
There has never been
about it doesn't get me
a Star
excited.
Fox game.
Hold on, everybody's talking. I can't hear. One at a time.
There has never been a good Star Fox game.
Oh, you can't do that.
Just hearing about Star Fox doesn't get me excited. Like I'm like, I have to see something of it first. You can't just announce Star Fox coming to Wii U. I'm like, I don't care.
Well, with that said, I'm more excited about the Zelda. If you said that.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was going to say next.
Way more excited for Zelda.
Yeah.
And it looks like they're really switching up the Zelda series. That could sell a lot of systems to
That will sell a lot. Everybody's going to buy that game. What about this is kind of a questionable one for 2015, but I think it could do well because what I've seen so far really does look suspenseful, and it looks like taking Heavy Rain to a different level. Until Dawn, with Hayden Panettiere in it. Any of you guys think that's going to be a big deal in 2015?
I'm not familiar with that one.
Could be a good game. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Is that the PlayStation exclusive?
Yeah, it's a PlayStation 4 exclusive.
The horror one? The scary one? Yeah.
It's like Heavy Rain, Briar, but you star as Hayden Panettiere, the cheerleader from Heroes.
Oh, okay.
And you're out in the cabin.
Now you know.
In the cabin. And knowing's half the battle. G.I. Joe. No, but you're out in the middle of the woods in a cabin with your friends.
And Jason comes after you.
There's a murderer out there. He wears a mask, and basically it's like Heavy Rain. You're trying to escape from him. You see your friends die. All kinds of crazy stuff. Check it out if you get a chance. But it looks pretty good. It's really fast. The decisions you make can affect you immediately. Like if you turn the wrong way, the guy come right behind you and stab you in the back. Game over.
That sounds awful.
I think that could be like one of those Twitch streams, like favorites, because it looks like one of those. Like a lot of people are gonna use that for Twitch because it looks like the stereotypical like
jump scare, screaming,
like the old movies, like the horror movies. That's what it looks like. So it's kind of funny. So.
Another game that you guys never mentioned was Mortal Kombat 10 or Mortal Kombat X. Any of you guys excited about that?
It looks good. I mean, I never get like too excited about a new one because I always play a fighting game for like the first 6 months or so. Like I'll play it every now and then, but like it looks cool. I mean, I like the mechanics of it. I just think it's gonna be a lot to learn because like it looks like there's a lot of things that in the background that affects the game even more than ever. So
kind of like the way they did with DC Universe. I mean, not DC Universe, but Injustice: Gods Among Us.
Injustice, yeah. Like they literally did that now, which hasn't been really done for Mortal Kombat. And also the button layout looks different. Cause now it looks like it's going to be like a 6-button layout. Like from what I understand, it's not going to be the normal 5-button, which in Mortal Kombat's always been like 5-button. So that's why rumor has it that that's what it is. So if that's the case, then it's going to completely change the gameplay. So I want to see what it's like. that means it's gonna be more like a Street Fighter. So I'm kind of curious to see what it's like. 'Cause, you know, that's the one thing that's always been like. There's always a block button, there's a high kick, low kick, high punch, low punch, and that's always what it's been for Mortal Kombat. But if they add a six button layout, then it's gonna switch up the gameplay. So I don't know. I'm kind of curious to see what it's gonna be like.
Any of you guys excited about maybe picking up Dying Light in 2015?
Yeah, I'm gonna get Dying Light when it comes out. I like Dead Island a lot. I was so addicted to that game. I'm definitely getting Dying Light.
I don't know, because like I saw it when it's played, and like they delayed it. I saw Angry Joe play like a good half hour of the game.
That was a long time ago, though. The game
Yeah, I know that. But like they have to go back to the drawing board if anything, because like when they delayed it, I was shocked that they delayed it because I didn't know what else they're gonna do to the game. Like I don't know. Like from what they claim the game's gonna be like, what happens during nighttime as opposed to daytime. That game was kind of boring during the day. Like when it was during the day, like those zombies didn't move at all. And I guess nighttime it seemed like it was more fast paced, but it was like completely different game. Like the daytime was boring. Like if it was like the speed like it was at nighttime, I think it would have been a pretty cool game, a different type of zombie game. But the daytime was horrible, man. So hopefully they fix that. But
if you guys could only have one based on what you know now, would you guys pick that or Dead Island 2? They're both Dying Light and Dead Island 2 coming out both in 2015. And aren't they both made by the same developers too?
No, I'd say I'd go for Dying Light because that's Techland. They made the old Dead Island games. Dead Island 2 is being made by Jaeger. They made Spec Ops: The Line. So it's
okay.
different.
Well, definitely Dying Light for me.
I don't know, because after seeing Dead Island Riptide, like that was horrible. So I don't think I would go for Dead Island 2. I guess Dying Light, because Dying Light has the parkour.
Spec Ops: The Line had some really cool ideas to it too.
Yeah, Spec Ops: The Line was I really enjoyed that game, man. That was a really great game. Just the story of it, you know.
The last game I'll ask you guys about for 2015, it has a lot of hoopla around it now, but nobody seems to really know what it is. No Man's Sky. Anybody excited about that game in 2015?
Yeah, definitely. Just excited to hear more about it, really. Just learn more about that game.
To me, it's more of a technical thing. If the world actually exists the way that they've described it, to me, that's a huge technical feat. But if it's still a good game centered around that experience, it's going to be phenomenal. But if it ends up being just something you can show your friends, hey, check this out. I'm going to fly in this ship, and when I get home, we'll stop. You know, we're going to go to the store, or go to work. I come back home tonight, and I'll still be flying. That's more of a technical thing. But if there's actually a real meaningful world built around that, then the game will be phenomenal. Phenomenal.
I don't think there is.
Yeah.
Right.
Not one person knows what the game is. That's the thing. I really can't get too excited about something. You know what the objective is. What am I doing? Am I racing you? Am I walking around by myself in the world? What am I doing in this world? That thing is bugging me out. That like this thing is getting so much hype around it when not one person knows what the hell they're doing in the game. Like, is it really a game? Like, is it?
Maybe we just need to play it first. Maybe they need to do what they did with Destiny, just release a beta. I think that would be a good idea.
Maybe the creators didn't make it a game yet. Maybe they don't know what they're doing. They've
got really impressive tech, but they don't know how to make it.
Get excited for this game. That's not really coming out.
That's my guess, is that they have awesome technology that's got everybody really excited, but there's no fucking game there.
Maybe we're only getting punked. You ever thought about that? Maybe this isn't really a game. They just wanted to see how people will react to visual effects.
Yeah.
All right, and these games haven't been announced for 2015, but I'm willing to bet that at least one of them comes out in 2015.
Uh-oh, we got bets going down. All right, what do you?
Pizza bet. I'll buy everybody in here a pizza. If one of these games doesn't come out in 2015, so I'm banking on The Last Guardian, please.
Oh wow,
that's a long shot.
That's quite the ambition.
Yeah, I'll take a pepperoni pizza, thank you.
All right, so either The Last Guardian or this game gets announced in 2015.
I think you will hear about Last Guardian in 2015. I actually think we might. I think we will. It's a possibility.
And the game that I don't think will be released, but I think it'll be announced in 2015 is the new Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Announced in 2015. Yeah, I think that's likely.
Definitely.
We all thought it was going to be announced at E3. A lot of people thought it was going to be announced at E3, so that's the same.
How about Fallout 4? That's coming next year for sure. Yeah.
Fallout 4, get out of here. Don't even say those words.
All right, so yeah, that's good. Let's go around and everyone do a prediction what they think will be announced in another game. I got one. I think a new Call of Duty will be announced soon.
I could have never seen that coming. Wow. A new Call of Duty? It's been so long since the last one, though.
I'm just saying no. No, but all right, be all seriousness. I'm going to go take it up a notch, and it's going to be back to World War II.
Nah.
No. I think that's likely.
You think they're going to do World at War II?
It's going to be World at War II. There you go. So it's not just Call of Duty, it's going to be World at War II. They're going to bring it back.
I'd actually be into that. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing that. We've done Future a few times now. It'd be cool to get like back into those older guns and
the older tanks and stuff. Like, let's go all out.
Man. I could see doing that with that fast action gameplay from Black Ops 2 that Treyarch has really kind of gotten good at. I could see that. I could see getting down with that.
I know you love it, bro.
What happens?
I don't know if you guys are ready for this, but I have a bold prediction right now, and I'm going to lay this down.
All right, let's hear it.
So, you know how we just mentioned The Last Guardian? I really think, and I'm going to be amazed if this happens, but Last Guardian is going to be re-unveiled at E3. It's going to be a PlayStation 4 game, and it's going to launch the same year, like within a couple months, maybe in the fall. I think so.
So you think we'll see it in 2015?
Absolutely. We're going to hear something about it in 2015. Sony is going to talk about it. It'll be re-unveiled.
So you think it's going to be released 2015 around the same time Uncharted is supposed to be released?
I think they absolutely cannot announce that game and not say it's coming out like really soon. Like, time is that game's enemy. They have to just announce it and say, look, we're done with this game. We're done talking about it. It's coming out like 3 months.
It's been in production for 10 fucking years.
Yeah.
I mean, a couple of months is really going to make a difference.
I really think just regardless, when they talk about it finally, they're going to be like, look, it's coming out like almost now.
Damn, so two people, Last Guardian, jeez.
You know what would be cool is if they did something like they did an E3 demo and said it's available now.
That would be the most unbelievable. Oh my god, I can't even imagine that.
Oh my god.
That was so cool with E3 this year, how that kept happening. I loved it.
The internet would just explode if that happened.
Right.
And then the Lizard Squad stops everybody from buying.
Boo. Right. You didn't announce your game. What do you think is gonna be the surprise that's gonna come out?
I think that there is going to be a world-changing expansion for Destiny.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Give me an example.
I think there's going to be, we've got the first DLC. I think there's going to be a second DLC of similar scope, and then I think it's going to be dry until maybe September of 2015, and they are going to release a huge expansion, like maybe an entire new planet, a bunch of other shit to do on the planets we've got. New vendors, maybe some events inside the tower. I think there's going to be a really big change-up inside Destiny.
Okay.
Let's see what happens, guys. I'll be here at the end of 2015. Exciting times. Look, I know we're coming close to the end of the show. I wanted to just say this to everybody, to you guys and everybody who's been watching us for the last year. Thank you so much for spending the year with us, talking about Beastly Thoughts and talking about video games and listen to us just go back and forth, having our debates. It really means a lot to us. I remember when we first started this thing, I had no idea what turned into what it has. And I just want to thank everybody out there. Thank all the co-hosts, too. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, guys, too. Thank
you.
I really enjoy doing this every week.
Me, too.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Except for last week. I really enjoyed doing
the brand new year to look forward to as well.
That's right. Happy New Year, everybody. Fuck you, Lizard Squad.
Fuck you, Lizard